Good morning. Happy Monday. Yeah, let me go to this other screen here. There we go. That's better. All right. So I'm Megan. This little comfy cozy place I have here, I'm calling JoyThriveGlow, where I can talk about things that bring me joy. And work on just chat about life as I'm learning to thrive, not just survive in this life. And the glow part comes from just learning to be more healthy and have this like internal glow to share with people and encourage people. So yeah, definitely need more coffee today because it's Monday, so it's still pretty early for me. It's around I'm on Eastern time in the US, so it's 7 a.m. for me. And I've been up since like 5. I've been up a couple hours already. I have to leave fairly soon for work. So, but I'm just gonna hang out and chat for a little bit. Because I know that streaming is something that I enjoy doing and I want to just get more comfortable doing it. And kind of perfect my setup a bit more, things like that. And today I'm really excited because I got my new microphone, so I don't have to have the headset. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have also ordered a different stand to try out with it. Right now it seems to be doing okay. It's just on a little tripod that it came with right here in front of me. And I think that's good, but I also got like an arm one in case it's better to come out and like over. But anyways, but yeah, today I have again my, the light's so bright here, so maybe I'll try it over here. I have my little baby Yoda Star Wars mug that I got at Hobby Lobby. Super excited about it. As you can tell, I'm a little bit of a Star Wars fan. As I have my co-host here, the child. So, yeah, so let's see. I think we'll just go ahead and I have started a hat. So I have this cute yarn right here, and this light's almost too bright. Let's see if one of these different colors of this light. It's a brand new light, I just got it last night. That's a little bit better, but my face is weird here. I think I'll go with the warm. It's like that's too bright. I feel like my face isn't. I feel like my face is a little washed out, but you don't really care about that, do you? That's too much. Yeah, I guess the warm is better. Okay, so I have this started. You know what? Let's work on this. So these are things. This is why I'm streaming today, because I want to get things set up even better. So I can adjust these other lights here by me. Does that give you a better color of it? Because the lights I have, like the big tall light I have right here, is a pretty warm colored light. But the light bulbs in the lamp on the other side of the room are like white. So it makes the whole room like really kind of weird to light. See the color there? Yeah, no. This will just be something I continue to work on, figure out. It'll be fine. So, cool. I have my phone out here. For anyone who wants to join me in chat today, which I know might not happen since it's pretty early. My side of the world hasn't really woken up yet, but that is okay. That is okay. I definitely enjoy being up and doing a little something before I have to go to work, especially when I have to be in the office on like today. So today and tomorrow I actually have to go to the office and be around people. Safely, of course, I have to keep my mask on unless I'm in my own little office in the office. So, yeah. It's not too bad. There's not very many of us that are in the office right now at a time. Most of us can work from home most of the time, but we can just go to the office to like pick up supplies and yeah, that's mostly why we're there. I have a few other projects I need to work on while I'm in the office, more than just supply pickup. So, because I'm one of my couple titles is technology coordinator, which means that I help figure out the technology for the 20-some employees that we have. So if they have computer questions, I help them troubleshoot. Things like that. So one of the things I have to do today is help someone figure out, we got them a fancy version of Adobe so that they're able to create forms that you can type in. And so I kind of just have to walk her through the process of that because up until this last March, we have not been really utilizing like PDF forms and being able to just fill in a form on our computers. We were, for most everything, printing them out on paper and going from there. But that's not very convenient when, first of all, not everyone has a printer in their house. And sometimes you need forms filled out much more quickly than how often people are actually visiting the office. So obviously we need digital versions of forms that we can fill out on our computers. And that's technology that's existed for quite a while now. But we have not fully embraced that at the little nonprofit I work at. But we're working on it. We are working on it. So, because we had people who are capable of doing that, like have the skill set. And I think we've technically even had the software to do it for a while. It takes some time to do, and the people that kind of had this position before me, they, like me, weren't completely 100% focused on technology. Like there are many other aspects to our job, because as is typical in nonprofits, you end up often wearing, especially when you're like administrative end of things, you end up having many jobs, like more than one job, just because you can only get so much funding for things. So I'm technically, one of my titles is technically receptionist still, but obviously with the pandemic, I have not sat at that front desk and been a like full receptionist since the middle of March. So yeah, and honestly, after having that job for 8 years, I'm kind of okay with this change of pace. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm definitely enjoying, like, I'm still answering phones, like we have the phones routed so that I still have to, answer some calls throughout the day. But yeah, I've really enjoyed not being like at the center of things, I guess, and being able to be in my cozy little apartment with my workspace set up how I like it, and not having people walk by all the time and having my focus broken. So it's definitely allowed me to focus on other more creative things. So I've actually enjoyed my job even more. So like it's something that I've liked. I mean, obviously, like I've been there since I've been there 8+ years now. So I had been there just around 8 years when we started work from home life. So, I obviously, well, I guess not obviously, plenty of people I'm sure have stayed at jobs they didn't like for that long. But I definitely ended up staying there because the job was okay, and I definitely like where I'm working and the people I work with. So working at a nonprofit definitely does not pay a whole lot, but the place that I work at, they definitely do their best to make sure that you're still feeling appreciated and that you get other benefits for it. So definitely the kind of job that I enjoy having. It's stable. You know, I have set hours, and they very rarely expect you to work. Well, at least me. The positions that I've had. I know that some of the jobs, you know, they might require a little bit more outside of like the standard working hours, like 8 to 4, sometimes, you know, slightly earlier, or sometimes you have like meetings and stuff, or clients that people need to meet with after 4, you know, up to 6 or so, but not very much. So I've definitely enjoyed it, and they give us lots of time off, lots of paid time off, which is definitely good, especially with the field that we're in. It's definitely really good to have those extra days off for your mental health. So especially because a lot of us are introverts, and so dealing with people, you know, because we definitely like to help people, but it's definitely draining. So I definitely appreciate that we get so many holidays off, so that we can have that time to just relax and recuperate from our jobs. All right, so I'm finishing this row here. You can't see it. You know what? I thought this light would help here, but it's really washing it out. I'm gonna have to figure this out, but it's fine for today. I only have a few minutes left anyways. So yeah, here we go. So if anyone's lurking, if you have any comments about sound at all, if the music's okay, or maybe the music could be louder, just let me know. Just let me know. Because I can definitely tweak some things. It's my first time using this mic, so I'm hoping that the little bit of music that's coming from my speakers isn't being picked up too much by the microphone. So we'll see. I did a test recording before I jumped on, just to kind of see how things were, and it sounded okay from what I could hear. So yeah. I am making this hat I'm making one for my niece and one for my sister. And other days when I've been on, I've had a hat to show you what it's gonna look like, but I don't have it. I don't have it near me today, but that's okay. But one thing I like about it is this texture here. You know what? Let's see. I almost wonder if this... Yeah, now it's not so washed out. So it has this texture here. So these front post crochets all along here. So I really like the look of that. Hold on, I'll turn this on. There we go. I wonder, I'm gonna have to figure out how things cannot get so washed out. This is why, this is just things that you learn. The more you do it, the more you learn. Yeah, so one thing I like about streaming, so not necessarily me doing it, but kind of what my goal is in being on Twitch and being live, is kind of just making content like that you can just listen to in the background, you know, just to keep you company. So I know, especially since I started working from home in March, I definitely started watching Twitch a lot more. So I'd kind of discovered it and found some people that I liked watching occasionally last fall. But once I was working from home, I definitely had more of a desire to just have chatter in the background and just have something to listen to other than the news. So up until very well, let's see. Various times in my life, I've been kind of like an NPR junkie and just had NPR going all the time, like while I was working, you know, on the weekends for fun as I was, you know, cleaning and doing stuff. But there have definitely been phases, some phases longer than others, where NPR just doesn't build me up the way that I want it to, and it's not NPR's fault. It's just NPR is doing its job. It's reporting the news, and this has definitely been a time where I can only take so much news. Like I just absorb things too much, and I internalize the feelings of the world too much, I guess. and it's just too heavy, and I don't need that. So I listen to enough to be informed and have an idea about what's going on, but I don't need it to be constantly playing in the background of my day. So that is a big reason why I just started listening to other people, mostly game or sometimes craft, just hang out and interact with people. So it's a way to still feel connected, because being connected is important for humans to know that you're not alone and that other people are out there. So it's definitely one thing I really enjoy about having streaming platforms like Twitch is it's really easy to find people to kind of connect with about the things that you really like and the things that you enjoy. So I know as I've been looking at the makers and crafters recently, it's been really nice to find people who enjoy crochet and enjoy just making things in general, and connecting with them and kind of seeing what they're doing. So let's see, I got a little bit for this row, but I think I need a little coffee. Sip some coffee right here. Yeah, I just love this mug so much. It's my favorite. I got it at Hobby Lobby, I think before even Halloween. Because I had a day off it's probably Columbus Day. So, which is otherwise called Indigenous People Day, which I think is a much better title for that holiday. But I went there that day because I had the day off, because I get most holidays off. And yeah, even though it wasn't Halloween yet, I definitely was in a Christmas mode. So I got some things for a Christmas tree, because they were already putting Christmas stuff up. And I'm so glad I was able to snatch that mug, because I was fairly certain that they'd probably be not in stock any longer by the time actual Christmas time came around and the holidays. So, yeah, I'm definitely enjoying using that, because right now I've been having like one big mug of coffee in the morning, so that's like a perfect size. That's about all the coffee I usually end up drinking. Oh, you think you've only been to Hobby Lobby once? Hi, how do you say your name? Is that Alicia or Alicia? I've seen it said both ways. But you've only been to Hobby Lobby once? Do you not have one where you live? Or do you have other reasons for not going to Hobby Lobby? Because I know that some people might not like it as much. Alicia? Is that what was the second way that I said it? With the other like E sound? Yeah, that way. Okay. That's how I like to say it, because my middle name is Alyssa, and in Spanish class, I think my second year of Spanish in high school, I got to pick my name, and I picked Alicia. So I have a soft spot for that name. So you have one close, but you honestly don't know what's in the store. They have so much. They have so much. They have any crafting thing you might need there. They have so. Well, I guess I was gonna say I'm like I got this yarn there, but I didn't get this yarn there. I got this yarn at Joann Fabrics, but they have plenty of decorations. So they have all the Christmas items you could want. Other holidays as well. They have sections for all major crafting areas. So they have like a big yarn selection, which is larger than a lot of other craft stores in my area. They have like paints. They have paper crafting there. Lots of things. Are you into making things and crafting at all? Because I know that, yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, you mainly go to Joann's and another stall called Michael. Yes, I don't have a Michael's very close to me, but I have a Joann Fabrics super close, like 3 minutes away. So when I ran up to the store on Saturday, and I thought about going to Hobby Lobby because I know that they have a much larger selection of yarn, and I knew they would have precisely the yarn I wanted, but it's more in a downtown area where a lot of cars were going to be, and it was going to be like 10-15 minutes to get to, and it was not great weather, so I just went to Joann Fabrics. So not quite as much yarn, but it, time-wise it was good. You like to sew a bit, but you're still learning. I sew a little bit. I've been thinking about getting into sewing a bit more. Like I found some creators on YouTube who sew things, and I've been really inspired to try to make a bunch of clothes. But I don't have a space set up right now to get my sewing machine out. Because I just moved earlier this year into an apartment with my boyfriend, and we probably could have a space set up, but I haven't really sewn in years. So, what kind of things do you like to sew? Do you like to make clothes, or do you like to quilt more? Because I think, my mom sewed with me when I was younger. She taught me some basics. Ooh, you have a room dedicated to it? That's awesome. Yes, my room always becomes a mess. Yeah, that's usually how that goes. Oh, you don't have a room dedicated to it. Okay, yeah, so your room always becomes a mess. Yes, either way. Even if you had a room dedicated to it, it might still be a mess. But especially when you're trying to share space with like your regular living area, and trying to do crafts, it definitely takes over. But yeah, I remember when I was younger, my mom, she sews, she'll go through phases where she'll sew quite a bit, but she made us quilts, me and my sister's quilts when we graduated high school, and they definitely took over a big chunk of the house as she was working on those. So you originally started with clothes and then tried making some doll clothes. And stopped a couple years, and so now trying to get back into it. Awesome. Very cool. I think most of my sewing, I think my mom helped me make an apron for my sister when I was younger. That was pretty cool. But then she also helped me sew some American Girl dolls. So I don't know if you've heard of those, but it's quite possible that you have. But when I was younger, I had Kirsten, so she was more like a pioneer girl, living out on the farm and stuff. So she helped me make some clothes for Kirsten, and that was pretty cool. But yeah, I definitely been inspired recently to try to make more clothes and not buy as much from the stores, especially because things just fit better when you do it that way. Oh, and we have someone random on here not contributing to our conversation. let's see if I can do anything about that. Ding, 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 ding. We're gonna time them out real quick. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So, were the doll clothes, I'm curious, were they, clothes for, dolls that you had, or were they the doll clothes gifts for people in your life? Because I have a niece who's in first grade, so she's like 6. I don't know how, I need to ask my sister and see how much into dolls that she still is in, how much into dolls she is right now, because I know she likes Legos and things, but if she's into dolls still, I might consider making her some clothes for her dolls if she's into that thing. So lately, been more on repair duty, but you like patchwork for my parents' clothes and pillows. Yeah, dolls that you owned. Yes. Yeah, I definitely would still, even though it's been quite a few years and my dolls have mostly been living in containers for the last 10, 15 years, I still thought about pulling them out to make them things. Yeah, pretty expensive ones. Yeah. Yeah, the dolls that I still have, like I have 2 American Girl dolls, so 2 of the 18-inch ones, I guess 18-inch, however. That were at the time, I don't know, around $80 each, something like that. When, you know, so that's expensive for a doll when you're younger. So I know the one I used my birthday money on, and she was pretty special. And then, so yeah, definitely still have them and all of their accessories that I owned when I was younger. So we had quite the collection. But yeah, I started crocheting when I was, I think my mom showed me the basics of crochet when I was 5. And so a few years later, I remember trying to crochet. I remember being really pleased with myself when I figured out, without like any pattern, how to crochet kind of like an apron for Kirsten. It was pretty great. I still remember that color. There you go. But yeah, so I've been inspired to sew recently, but pretty much all that I've been able to sew, since I don't have my machine, just hand sewing, yeah, it's basically just repair duty. So my boyfriend, he had quite a few pairs of pants that had like big gaping holes in them, especially like in the knee area. So I got those out and I kind of patched those up a little bit. There we go. So Alicia, are you planning on making any gifts for people this year at all? Are you gonna be able to bring out the sewing machine for anything? Or is time not permitting of that, or resources not permitting? Oh, there we go. That was my alarm to remind me that it's 7:30, and I'm gonna have to get off in a few minutes because I have to go work today. I have to actually go to the office. Oh, honestly never thought about making stuff as gifts. Well, I must admit that I always have these great ideas about making things for people, and often I'll just end up keeping it. I'm like, no, I like this too much. This one's for me. So usually hats are about the only thing I've ended up gifting. Well, except for blankets. I've definitely made blankets for special occasions. Mostly people in my lives, like my sisters and my college roommates who were like sisters. I made them all crochet blankets as gifts when they all got married, or when they had other various important big life things happen. But yeah, but no, like, there's definitely pros and cons for making things as gifts. So it takes a lot of time and focus, not focus, but sometimes I feel bad if I'm inspired to make something for one person, but not for everybody. You're like, oh no, they're gonna be jealous if I don't make them something as well. But yeah. But this year, I'm definitely gonna make at least 2 hats, probably more, because because I had made myself a hat, and then my sister saw it, and she thought it was really cute. So she asked kind of specifically for matching hats for her and her daughter. And I had already thought about making some for her daughter, my niece, making a hat for her. So I'm just going to make 2 of them instead of just the one. Here you go. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I'm got a few stitches left on this row, and then I'm gonna make one more row, and then I will have to be leaving my stream, because like I mentioned today, I actually have to drive to the office. So my office is like 45 minutes away. Luckily, I don't have to be there extra early or anything like that, but other days in the week, most days of the week I get to stay home. I think they want me there like 2 days a week just to make sure all the technology stuff's working. But the rest of the week I can work from home. Not sure germ with anybody, which is great. Here we go. Time for a sip of coffee. My brain is almost awake this morning. Almost awake. Because yeah, it's about, not sure what time it is for you and anyone lurking, but it's about just a little after 7:30 for me in the morning. And so, yeah. I'm hoping to stream most days that I'm working from home, so that'll be most Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays. But I'm definitely enjoying it quite a bit. I've only been on a few times so far. I think this is my third stream, my third tiny little stream, and I just want to get on and kind of get used to it and get my setup all figured out and everything. So far I've been really enjoying it. So it's 4:30 a.m. for you. Okay. So yeah, you're even further west. Cause yeah, I'm in like the Midwest. So I'm actually right on the border of Eastern and Central time. So like I live in Eastern time, but yeah, less than half hour away, like 20 minutes away is the border for Central time. So let's see, so you're over in, that would be, wow, is that like California area? Like over on the, way over on the West Coast? Cause I think, yeah, they're 3 hours behind me over there. Yep, in Cali. That makes sense. You are up really early then. Are you up early or just up late? Curious. You don't have to tell me, it's fine. But I'm just curious. Because I know it can go either way at that time in the evening. Yeah, up early. Okay, yeah. Very cool. Well, I'm glad that you can join me today. Well, you woke up around 1? Wow, is that usual for you? Or is this, did you have like trouble sleeping? Because I know some people, they might work around that time. But yeah, I definitely wanted to be up, and I thought like morning streams might be something nice to do, to give something just chill and relaxing to wake up to. So, but yeah, wow. You've been up longer than I have then. Alright, so your sleep schedule's all sorts of messed up. I just went to sleep really early yesterday. Yes, I understand how that goes. My boyfriend, he was transitioning jobs, so there's a little while where he wasn't working and didn't have a set schedule. So now he's trying to readjust to being at work at 6 a.m. So waking up at like 5. So there are days where he is like super tired and wants to go to bed at like 6 or 7, but he knows if he goes to bed that early, sometimes he'll just wake up like way too early and then like not be able to go back to sleep because he just feels well rested. So yeah, sleep rhythms, once they get messed up, they can be a real challenge to kind of reset. That's for sure. That is for sure. But I think we're getting in a good rhythm though. Going to bed, I think, around 8:39 seems to work. But sometimes it's kind of hard to admit that I'm at a stage in life where I look forward to going to bed, before midnight. Where, even though it's the weekend, you're like, oh man, I can go to bed early tonight if I want to. Unlike my college days where, yeah, I would stay up till 2 or later, and I don't know how I functioned in college. I definitely would have felt better if I had slept more, that's for sure. But yeah, 'cause my sleep schedule was way off way back then. Here we go. Okay, let's see. How much longer is this row? Okay, still got a little bit. So I still got a few more minutes left to hang out this morning. There we go. So I've been liking this little Christmas. It's like a lo-fi Christmas mix. Man, I need to try to keep my project over here so you can see it more. So Alicia, you say, yeah, I used to live live off of only like 4 hours of sleep, and nowadays I can't go without maybe 7. Yeah, totally get that. I used to think that I was just fine if I only had like 4 hours of sleep, or maybe 6. Yeah, like if I was getting 6, that was good. But I had headaches all the time, and I got sick much more often, and yeah, 7 or 8 is definitely more what my body wants to stay healthy. So yeah, during times of my life when I was, only getting like 4 hours, I definitely was not thriving, I guess. So yeah, I got sick consistently. I had really bad headaches. It was not good. So yeah, it's yeah, you definitely learn, at least I think, as I've gone through life, definitely learned that there's something to be said about getting your sleep rhythm and your sleep schedule under control and being consistent with it, because life is just a little bit more enjoyable that way. But I know that's not something that everyone is able to do, with various things in life, whether it be children or the kind of work that they're in. I know that that's not always something people can do, but with how super consistent my job is, there's really no reason for me not to have a set sleep schedule. but there definitely could come a time when I don't have that luxury. But I'm gonna enjoy it while I can right now. Okay, we are coming along here. I am really liking. I really like the colors of this yarn. Yeah, I know I'm a little disappointed that this light right here is washing out the colors. I'm gonna definitely be working on that. Ooh, let's see. Assuming you made that Yoda on your lap, have you made any other characters? Yes, I did make this. So yeah, this is the child. This is little baby Yoda. You know, a baby version of the Yoda species from inspired by the Mandalorian. So let me think. I have not made any other Star Wars characters. I have another one of him. I technically have 2 more started of him. I'm making one that's double yarn, so that will be bigger of him right now. So this is what I have so far. So you can see how much bigger this head is. Here, let me get, okay, there we go. Got my cameras. So yeah, so it's gonna be like twice as big of him. And then I have another one started that still needs his arms, and his ears are somewhat done, but they need to be sewn on, and the nose isn't attached. So he needs a little bit of work. I started him a while ago, and I kind of learned that while I enjoy the outcome of patterns, the constriction of following a pattern and having to count and make sure your stitches are precise can be a little stressful, and I get burnt out on it much more quickly than I do with just general patterns like this that I don't require counting for me. But I have made and started a few Doctor Who dolls. So I've made a couple Doctors. So the only one I fully completed was the 10th Doctor, the David Tennant one. And I had mostly done a Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor. Trying to think. Those are pretty much the only other characters that I've done. So I'm trying to think. I don't have any straight out patterns for other Star Wars characters. But the lady that came up with this pattern and then the Doctor Who ones, she has like a whole book about creating dolls, creating people, and like different methods and how to kind of get them to look like characters. So she has patterns. So in her general book, she kind of shows you how you could make like Princess Leia if you wanted to. She does have for sale one for young Lando. So Lando based off of the Solo movie, which is pretty awesome. I might pick that one up sometime. But I have not made any other Star Wars inspired ones. Yeah, will be toddler Yoda. Yes, yeah. Definitely, with it being larger. I think with the 2 things of yarn, I think it might end up being closer to. So, have you watched The Mandalorian at all with Baby Yoda on it? Because I think it may end up being much more similar size to like the puppet to the character on The Mandalorian. It's on Disney Plus. Where this one's a little bit smaller, I think. You haven't watched it yet? Well, it's fantastic. So the 2nd season is on right now. The episodes premiere on Fridays on Disney Plus. But the 1st season's pretty great. If you're into Star Wars, especially if you're into. So if you like the original trilogy, you'll definitely appreciate the feel and everything of The Mandalorian, because the creators behind the show definitely looked much more to that for inspiration. But the creators of The Mandalorian, one of the main showrunners, was very influential and kind of one of the main minds behind the Clone War animated series. So if you're familiar with that at all, which I am a little bit, but my boyfriend's much more into the animated series, into the lore and the story there. So The Mandalorian definitely has a lot of references from Clone Wars and Rebels from the animated series. So if you're knowledgeable about that story or interested in it at all, there's even more like geek out moments essentially in The Mandalorian if you're familiar with those stories. But even if you're not familiar with all of that and you just like surface level Star Wars, you'd probably still like The Mandalorian. So I highly recommend it because it definitely, for me, been a Star Wars fan since I was like 10. So that was the first time I watched the original trilogy. So that was 20 plus years ago at this point. So even if you're only knowledgeable about like with those movies, you'd probably still enjoy The Mandalorian, I would say. And it's definitely also kind of like Western inspired, like Western movies. It kind of has that feel to it. So, yeah. But I'm rambling about Star Wars, but that's one of the things I really like to do. So, are you into Star Wars much at all? Obviously, you recognize this as a Star Wars character. So I'm wondering how much into it you are, if my ramblings about it was interesting at all. There you go. I only have a couple stitches. My time is running short here. But I definitely will be back later this week, possibly tomorrow, but I think for sure on Wednesday I will be back. Okay. So you've seen the trilogy some years ago, but I'd say I'm on the surface level fan. Yes, that's fair. Yeah, there are definitely many ways to be a fan, many levels of it. Yeah, and even if you only seen like the original series, you can definitely still be a fan and appreciate the show. Well, be considered a Star Wars fan. So, but if you like the original trilogy at all and you have Disney Plus, definitely would suggest checking it out. Let's see. I'd want to go on the newer attraction they built in Disneyland. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I was talking about that yesterday with my boyfriend. He was mentioning possibly going on a cruise one day, and I'm like, you know what, that would be great, but you know what would be really great is to go to Disneyland. Yeah, and go to Galaxy's Edge out there. Yeah, because it's so immersive. And then they have the new ride that they have, Rise of the Resistance. Man, I've watched so much YouTube about that, and like so many people recording their, just like recording the ride. Oh man, I gotta get going. My phone is telling me it's almost time to leave. But the ride looks super intense. And they have a hotel that will be opening at some point. I think it was supposed to open this year, but I don't know if it was actually gonna work that way. But it's it's not just a hotel, it's more like an experience, so like an excursion, so like an on-land cruise essentially, where so like basically everyone's you've watched it a lot too. Yeah, it looks like it's a pretty awesome place, but I definitely want to do the Galactic Cruiser experience and then like experience Batu, the whatever, I can't think, Black Spire Outpost is the town essentially that Galaxy's Edge is called, and I definitely want to experience that way. to be like fully immersed and like just really like pretend that I'm there, it'd be pretty fantastic. So yeah, well, Alicia, thank you so much for stopping by today. I'm really glad that even though you're having trouble sleeping, that you could be awake to chat with me today. This has been lovely. I'm glad I could get on, even if it wasn't for very long. So I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. So yeah, like I mentioned already, this is something that I hope to be doing a little bit more, because I definitely enjoy sharing all my random interests here on the internet. So I hope you have a fantastic day. Have a happy Monday, and yeah, I hope to be able to hang out with you soon. Thank you so much.